Hey, what's going on, guys? So today is another day. Now I'm finally going to be changing the air shock on the air suspension on my GL. So it's going to be the front passenger. I'm already kind of setting it up, the jack and whatnot, and I already took the center console, the center cap of the wheel. So I'm going to keep you guys posted on how that goes, but I know for sure you don't have to take the battery out, or you have to take this too. This two fuse there for the compressor, so it doesn't kick on whenever you unplug in the airbag. You also have to take out the cross member, this bar here, so that you can get to there and be able to get the air strut out of there. So bear with me. I already done this in another Mercedes, so it's just a matter of unbolting things and whatnot, and we'll get on with it. So for now, I'm just gonna put the jack stand, take the wheel off, and then start going on top, and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so basically these two clips here, they're the ones that hold the that filter, that box there. So you just pop them up with this flathead screwdriver. So they kind of sit like that on the box. So you pop them up, both of them, and you take that off. And there's two screws or three. I only had two, I believe. So there's one that goes here, that holds this plastic, and it has another screw around here, 10mm edge. So you take that off and you kind of dispose the bag of the bar. So now you go about removing this ones, and they're the special starter type. I don't know which one it is, I don't remember, I gotta try mine, but so yeah, so now I gotta take that off, and once I take it off, I got access to the actual top of the airbag, and you kind of crack it open, let's see if you can see that, kind of crack the line open just a little bit, just enough to get the air out, so you're not working with a bag that has full air in it. And so yeah, that's how you go about it. So keep you guys posted in a second. Alright guys, so you take the 3 bolts on top of the strut, so you can remove this out of the way. This goes like that, so you can take it out of the way, so you can loosen up the actual line, which is a 10mm open wrench. So, yeah, so you crack that line open until you can hear it losing the air. I don't know if you can hear that. So it's losing the air slightly. That's what you want to hear. That way the bag itself loses all the pressure. And then you can move to the bottom to start taking out things. Let me see. What I typically do is I disconnect the sensor. This is your leveling sensor. Let me see if I could get that. So this is your leveling sensor. That's the one that gives the height that you want it to be. There's people that buy this extension here that you could actually adjust the height manually instead of overriding it by the computer. So that's the way to get it done, without having a computer. So I know I gotta change my control arms, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass, because to replace the top one, you have to take the bag out. So everything that I'm doing right now, I'm gonna have to do it later on again to be able to change this control arm here. So, but hey, one step at a time, I guess. So now you disconnect that bolt right there, which is a 10, I believe. Disconnect this guy here, all this stuff, the link, sterilize the link, all these hoses, all this little plastic stuff, and then the big one on the bottom, right, that one right there. That way you can actually get the strut out and put the new one back in and back on the road. So let's get on it. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so follow the steps. I took the sway bar link off, little pain in the butt. And just unclick this stuff from where it clicks on, and this zip tie you have to cut it and you have to replace it with another zip tie. I already took the bottom bolt out. You can see that's a big sucker here. Number is a 24. Take that big stud out. It's a 24. So 24, 10, and this one over here, it's a 21. So 21. I believe this is going to be a 19. If not, it's going to be the 21 itself. Yep, 21. So I'll take that off, and the bag is, as you can see, is already loose. Just got that one bolt on top holding it, and good to go. So I'll take that off. This thing is going to fall apart, and I'll be able to take the bag out and replace it and back on the road. Be right back. Alright guys, so that's an e-shock. Still haven't put it back together yet. With the gun, I lost the bolt that goes here, the nut. I lost it, so I found another one I'm going to put in there for now. Kind of flew off somewhere in the ground, and it's nighttime. I can't find it. But anyways, so the way you put it back in, out of the 3 bolts that goes on top of it on the strut, you guide this one in, you put a bolt in there, and then the bottom, obviously you're not going to be able to go over all of this stuff. So what I do is I get the corner of the jack and I put it right on this corner here when the strut is sitting here, to compress it a little bit, so I go over all this metal and then put it in and take off the jack, and the shock is going to start decompressing itself out. And then you can guide it and, you know, pull your pin on the bottom and whatnot, and then you continue. So that's a little trick that I could tell you guys. Now I'm gonna go about putting all this back together, and then all these little hoses and whatnot, and then put my tire back on, tie everything, put my tire back on, and then go to the top and finish everything on top, and then we're good to go. So give me a second, I'll be right back again. Alright guys, so I got my wheel back on, got everything connected in there the same way you take it back out. Now I'm going to the top part. See, this is what I was telling you about, this little nut here. Just that, just to guide it, so don't worry about that. Now you gotta take this stuff out. See how this is a little bit old, and that's a new one. See, that's the difference. So you gotta take this out of the line, put the line in there, and tie this sucker in, then bolt this back on again, and so on, so on. So I'm gonna do this right now, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. Alright guys, so you can see this right here, a little C-clip there. You gotta take that off of the actual line whenever you're trying to take the nut out. You take that off, you take this off, and then do not remove the one that comes inside the shock already, because inside there it has the same C-clip. That same C-clip, it has it in there, guideline and everything. And then you push the line all the way in, and then you tie that 10 bolt you tie it down, and whenever you put everything back together, get some sort of like a liquid and spray right on top of it once the airbag is fully aired, to see if you have any leak. Any minimum leak that you have there is going to cause the car to drop. So you guys want to check that after the car is being, you know, compressed, the suspension is being, you know, charged and everything. So right now I'm going to put the sway bar back, so later I can put that box. I already put the fuses on, so let me do that and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so everything is going back together. The fuses, the line, the cross, everything in there, everything at the bottom. So now I'm ready to take that jack off. Now remember, the jack, whenever you take it off, you gotta do it slowly and kind of hold it at the bottom, that way the compressor kind of kicks in. But you don't want to slam it all the way down, because you know you could damage the shock on it. So that's the process that you got to do. Now I'm going to take it off. I'm going to lower it down a little bit. I'm going to start the car so that the compressor kicks in. And then after the compressor kicks in, it should inflate that side, and I'll be testing for leaks, and it should be good to go. So yeah guys, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Nothing too crazy. And if you have the gl450, there's the same system. It's just that on the shock itself, on the side here on the shock, it has like a little cylinder with a sensor cable connected that you connect it to the firewall. Not to the firewall, but to the frame. And that's pretty much it. It's basically everything else is the same. So if you follow the steps, I hope it helps you out. But yeah, so just a little guide again. Whenever you start, you take the two fuses from here, the two fuses out. You take this little panel, 2 10s. You take the sway bar, not the sway bar, but stabilizer bar, whatever you want to call it. Take that off, but you got to take this off, the box off first, those little clips, to be able to take these studs out. You take that, you take the 3 from the top here, so you can take this off, take loosen up the line so it will bleed all the air from the bag. And you start taking everything else, you know, from the bottom. The sensor is the main thing. You want to take that sensor off. That's like the main thing there. That way you don't break it whenever you're moving up and down. This one, 21 on the sway bar link, on the bottom on the big one. And then do the same process that I show you, so that it's easier to put it back in. Alright guys, like always, share, subscribe. If anybody has a question, I'm glad to help. And yeah, and after I get this stuff going, I'm gonna get on the computer and finally adjust the height on the whole car. So hopefully, probably tonight, I'll be able to get that done too. But anyways, alright guys, later. Peace. Like always, share, subscribe. Stay safe with the whole coronavirus thing. And yeah, be safe. Later.